Good morning, it's Barbara. It is a bright, sunny, beautiful day. A few clouds in the sky. According to Dennis, this is about as warm as it's going to get today, maybe a few more degrees. So we'll see if I'm going to be outside for my main vlog part. But I am going to be outside to show you my daffodils. So here's what my front garden looks like. These are my irises coming up. I'm so excited. And these are my hyacinths that I have planted after I've gotten them as a part of a, bulb garden. And look at my tiny, tiny fairy daffodils. Aren't they cute? So I wanted to show you them in the garden because I'm going to be picking a lot of these and bringing them in the house because they're so short that you really can't see them until you're like driving straight up to the driveway. The other green stuff around is our Pachysandra that looks like it's perking up. And I do have some tulip bulbs coming up over here, so I am going to have some tulips over here. So this is the, oh, wait a minute, what's this? Oh, look! Here's some tulips over here that are very tall, and I'm starting to get some green pieces on my, I always forget what these are called. Well, I can't remember. Dennis will tell me. It's like a word that leaves my brain. It's so weird. Our neighbors across the street are doing some tree work at 8 o'clock in the morning. But anyway, so there you go. And here's my rhododendron. It's not ready yet. It has more time to go for sure. But I have been seeing some movement in my irises, so I'm very excited about that. Yeah, my irises are taking over here, which is fine, first thing in the spring, but maybe not so great afterwards. I had them clear out this bed and mulch it and everything, and I had them take out the coneflowers. The coneflowers were just taking over everything and looking terrible. So I'm going to have to reconceive this garden. So anyway, there you go. My fairy daffodils. Chrissy thinks I should put little fairies and gnomes, tiny ones sitting on acorns in this garden. They are adorable. Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee in my garden. Those are so adorable. So I have some small vases that are kind of nice, and I am going to go harvest some of those because, like I said, unless you're right there standing in the front of the house, which we don't ever do, you can't hardly see them. So I will bring them in the house and enjoy them in here. Put a little bouquet in Aura's room and a little bouquet down here, and we can enjoy them. I do not have a very busy day on my schedule. I may end up out on the deck. I didn't want to sit on the deck now because, did I just say this? Because my neighbor's having tree work done and it's pretty noisy. But I might be out on the deck, especially if it warms up a little bit more, at least while the sun is on the deck. So I plan to read and, maybe do some knitting. We'll see. But I also have lemons to process for my super lemon juice. And I might spread out on the table a little bit and work on my paintings. I had cleaned them up when Christy came because we needed the table for our dinner and everything. And I haven't spread out again. Carol asked me about my watercolor crayons. They have not arrived. One set was mailed yesterday, so I am expecting it one of these days. They didn't mention the other one, so I will have something to try and see what I think soon, but I don't have it yet. But I did buy lemons yesterday, so I'm going to work on lemon juice because my lemon juice is gone. I've been having wine more lately rather than cocktails, so I hadn't bought it, but then I made fluff and I made cocktails and now it's gone. It's relatively easy to make, so it's no big deal. But that'll be my one project for the day, and I'm going to forget that I did it tomorrow when I'll say I didn't do anything. I did my lemon juice, in case I forget. But I read yesterday. Dennis had his D&D with his friends last night, so it was just me and Aura sitting listening to music and working on our things. And I took Christy to the train station, and so she is well on her way home. The last leg of her way home. And I hope it's going well. I hope she's having fun. So, yeah. Yeah, that's about it. Boring, but I am gonna make some little tiny little daffodil bouquets for us to enjoy, because otherwise, you know, they just go away and we don't really see them. Be interested to see what the tulips look like. I think they're parrot tulips, but I'm not sure. And I'm very excited about the irises, but they are quite a few weeks away from their glory. I wouldn't expect to see them much until the end of April, maybe beginning of May even. That's about when we get the rhododendron too. So we start to perk up over there. This is what Aura calls the yellow season, because the daffodils come up and the forsythia bloom, and hydrangeas. That's the bushes in the front yard that I couldn't think of the word. I'm talking about forsythia, and hydrangea just popped in my mind. Ugh, hydrangeas. I don't know why. I have to have Dennis remind me what they're called all the time. Hydrangeas. But anyway, the yellow season is forsythia and daffodils all along. And a lot of people on my street have big daffodil patches. And I had tried to get Manny to put some bulbs in, regular sized daffodil bulbs in my front, but he couldn't find any that year when he was working in the fall. That was the same year they planted that pachysandra for the first time. So hopefully that pachysandra will start spreading more and really turn into something, because that ends up being a big weed patch there. I'm trying to be, I'm feeling like I'm going to be a little more on top of it, and I may not do the weeding myself, but at least I'll hire somebody. I don't know. I'm a little bit inspired by our new fence. It looks so beautiful, you know, so I want to do something that, you know, maintain the momentum of making the yard look good. Especially since we just stay home, you know, I spend a lot of time on the deck in the summertime. And you might as well have a beautiful view, right? It's still a little early to buy any flowers or anything, but I am going to get a bunch of impatiens, and I'm going to get a few flats of impatiens and put them under the apple trees when it's time for the apple blossoms, and that will encourage the pollinators to come and pollinate the apple trees. So that's my plan. And I have a lot of places where I can put impatiens, because I have a lot of shady sort of spots. And yeah, kill a few birds with one stone, as they say. We don't want to kill the birds, and we want the bees to thrive. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking. I'm a little inspired, but I get like this. I get inspired like this at the exact times when I can't really do anything. It's too early for me to buy plants because we could still have a frost. I mean, I think our official date is like the first week in May or something. Now, that may have changed since climate change, and it may be earlier now, but yeah. since most of what I want to do is outdoors. There you go. Anyway, so I'm thinking about my garden. Those are the cutest flowers. Yeah, so that, and it's a bright sunny day. So this is all good for me. This is all good for me. I told Christy yesterday when I was driving her to the train that I have beautiful birthday flowers. In fact, I think I'm going to move them off the table and put them next to the arrangement I got from my parents. But, you know, so when they go, I'm going to be ready, and I'm going to get my big bouquet of Japanese irises, which I do every spring, to give me an iris, you know, sort of like a transition iris until my bearded irises come up. So that's my plan. So I plan to have flowers in the house for a while, including tiny fairy daffodils, which is not what they're called. Anyway, so that's it for me today. Just planning on enjoying the weather. The park is going to have a bunch of people in it because it's a beautiful Saturday. And so it'll make the walk a little more, you know, the word isn't coming, whatever word I mean. You know, we'll have more people to avoid, more dogs to avoid. You know, but the girls love to meet people and dogs, and so we do our best to give them a little bit of interaction with people who can deal with it. But it is, you know, harder on the arms, holding the dogs back. We got to have a lot of treats and a lot of practice sitting kind of stuff. So it's good for us, all of us, all four of us. So we will be doing that. So that's our expectation for the walk. But otherwise, yeah, really nice. I'm not sure if we'll have her out on the deck today or not. It might not be quite warm enough for her, but we shall see. Meanwhile, please take good care of yourselves. Please, please, please stay safe and stay safe.